Yo, what's up guys? This is Captain Daniel. In today's video, I want to talk about what it takes to be a man in today's society. And you know, I was going to start with like what it takes to be an Asian man because I'm Asian and I'm a man, but I think this is for all men out there, all the boys watching this, or all the people who are considered men. So there's three things I want to hit on. The basic things, right? Back in the day when evolution first started, and we could all study, you guys could study this, right? What was the basic things that a man needed to do, right? What is the definition of a man's role back in the day? Before this whole like he, she, whatever gender, all this stuff, what was a man supposed to role? Because before they didn't have surgery, right? They didn't have ways for a woman to become a man to become a woman. I'm just talking about purely back in the day, what was a man, right? And the role of a man was to provide, protect. And I'm going to add one more thing to it. Provide, protect, and fight. And I'm going to break down each one for you. Okay, so let's story time first. Why am I talking about this video? The first thing I want to talk about was I did not want to wake up today, okay? I didn't, well, not like in a negative way, but I didn't want to wake up and go work out, okay? I did not want to go do what I was supposed to do today. Was work out, do this YouTube video, do some emails, do some work on, and today's a Sunday, right? Blah, blah, blah. I wanted to take today off, okay? And honestly, the day didn't start out right. I would be honest, I probably did stuff, I totally gave up on no fat challenge, right? I gave up on that. I wanted to just be stress-free. I wanted to cheat. I wanted to do stupid stuff. And I just wanted to, be gluttonous. I wanted to be hedonistic. I wanted to do, I was telling myself, give myself a break, right? But let's go back to the first thing I just talked about, provide. As a man, you have to provide, right? And, one of the things that upset me right now the most is that, I can't provide for my mom and dad yet. They still, can't live the life that I want for them. And as I got older, I feel like I'm not doing that for them yet. So what's my credibility for providing? At least I can provide for myself, and I could also, I'm going to provide for my family because right now, I'm taking care of myself. So my next step is to provide for my family, right? So the providing part means that every single day you have a duty to wake up, right? And do something to provide for yourself and your future family or your current family. So if you're married, right, or if you have kids, your job as a man, it doesn't matter if your wife works, okay? Forget that your wife works. As your job as a man is to provide for your family. And for me, my job is to provide for myself and make sure that I take care of my family. If I don't provide for myself, if I wake up and don't want to do work, don't make money, then my mom and dad at age 32 has to take care of me. I am not providing for myself, and the worst thing is I am mooching off my parents. So right now, if you're living at your parents' house and you're 30, right, you're in your late 20s, even if you're 21, like real talk, guys, like as a man, like when, like if you look at the history books, right, like we had to go to war, we had to fight, we had to go hunt. I think at like 16 or even the age 18, I don't get the whole 18 being adult, but like kids had to go hunt, kids had to fight, right, and like. I woke up today feeling like crap, didn't want to do anything, but I knew that I had to provide for myself so in the future I could provide for my family. And I think that first thing is so important because we have a duty to wake up every single day as men, not as a boy, as men, to provide for yourself and eventually provide for the people you love. And it's so important, and it pisses me off. One day I'm going to look at this video and look back and be like, yeah, you were right, Danny. You provide for yourself, and now you provide for your mom and dad and give them the best life before Tat pass away. Because I know my parents are going to pass away. I know they will. And it hurts me that they will. And it hurts me even more if I don't provide the life they truly deserve before they pass away. But I got to also provide for myself. So if you are living with your parents, you're getting money from your parents, you're getting allowance, and you're past your 21, whatever the legal age of 18 or adult is, or after 21 you graduate college, and you're still mooching off your parents, you got to get off your butt. Like real talk. Oh, Danny, what's your credibility? You probably privileged. You went to the whatever. Guys, at 18, I went to the military academy, okay? I went to the Air Force Academy, and I was starting to get money from them. Do you think I wanted to go to the Air Force Academy? At first it sounded good, but freshman year sucked. It was hazing constantly. Like freshman year, like, you guys don't understand, like watch a video on the Air Force Academy. It wasn't fun. I was getting no kind of partying, no kind of action. We're not allowed to drink. I had a tough freshman year because I wasn't ready for the military. To be honest, I got yelled at. I wore flip-flops in basic training. I got yelled at all the time, and bro, it wasn't fun, okay? Well, what's your other credibility? Well, provide. During COVID, the coaching thing was hard, and honestly, like I separated from the previous company I worked with, and I remember I had $200 in my bank account. Just $200 in my checking account. And I had a choice. Either leave Korea, go back home to New Jersey, and live with my parents, right? There was another scenario where me and my parents got in a fight, and they told me to get out. and I actually got out. And they didn't really mean to tell me to get out, but when they told me to get out, I got out. I remember like I didn't have that much money in my bank account. I bought a plane ticket out, and I was like, I'm gonna figure out the rest. And because at 18 I left home. At 18 I left home. I forced myself to leave home, and I forced myself not to go back home when I had $200 in my bank account, guys. And I had a choice. I was like, either I could go home and admit that like I can't even provide for myself to my parents. And you know what? Here's the thing about family, right? They're comfortable. They'll provide you. They'll love you no matter what. But I just couldn't live with myself going back home and knowing that like I gave up on myself, right? So I remember one of my friends, he was a business coach, and I asked him, bro, I can't pay you right now. He was like $5,000, right, for a business coach. And I remember I was like, I can't pay you right now, but when I get my first client, I will give you directly to him. I'll give you the money, okay? And you know what? I made like in my first month, I actually made over like, let's say like add 3 zeros to my $200, or yeah, 3 zeros to it, right? And no matter how low I get, I know I'm never gonna go back home. It's not that I don't love my parents, but I, as a man, I have every day to wake up to provide for myself. So then I know that in the future, when I have a wife and kids, or right now my parents, I know I have to provide for them. Because my parents should be working. You shouldn't be working at 60. Come on, guys. Like, if you still living with your parents, and like real talk, you're living with your sister, whatever, and you're 30 years old and they're taking care of you, bro. Like, real talk, you would have been dead hundreds and thousands of years ago. And you know, I might sound a little aggressive right now, but it's just how it is. You guys, we are so privileged that we're like, you know what, today I'm going to take the day off, right? And to me, I could take today off because I'm an entrepreneur. Well, I do my own business, right? So I could have took today off, but I don't want to. Why? Like I wanted to take today off, but I didn't. Why? Because I have a duty. I have a duty to provide, right? That's the first role as a man. Number 2, protect. Oh my God, this is so important. You know, I had a conversation with one of my friends, and I said, actually a couple of my friends, I said, yo, if we went to war, would you go to war? Especially for America, right? No, man, I'm not gonna go to war. I'm just gonna change my citizenship. They're Asian Americans, so I'm gonna change my citizenship to Vietnam. I'm Korean American. I'm gonna change my citizenship to Korea. Like, you basically enjoy the privilege of America. And you know what? You could be like, Danny, it's because you're in the military. War is bad. War kills people. All this BS. But real talk, guys, like, back in the day, you were forced to go to war, right? Back in the day, you had to, like, go to war to protect your family. They weren't going to take, and here's the whole, like, gender stuff. Like, I'm not going to get into it. But back in the day, right, if you were in your passport or your license or your ID card, you were a man, you had to go to war. You had to protect, okay? Your job as a man was to protect your family, protect your loved ones, protect your country that you live in. And I'm American, so I can say this. Like, it's one of the most privileged, most awesome countries in the world, and yet we go to war now. If we went to war or whatever happens, you will not fight for your own country that you lived and now, whatever your age, you kind of enjoy the fruits, but like you don't know what's going on. The government's out to get. Okay, if something bad happens, right? Let's say all our bank accounts go away, all the money, all your cars, all your houses. Let's say you're actually a successful guy. Let's say you have everything in life, and it can go away like that. Okay, like we don't know what war is because we never been to war. But honestly, did we know what was going to happen these past few years? No. So what if something bad happens? Are you literally going to be sitting? You know, Ukraine's a good example. People, the real men stood up, and you, from outside looking, you're like, oh, I'm not going there, blah, blah, blah. But what if it was your own country? Like, the real men stood up and fought. And, you know, you could be like, oh, you know, a lot of people say East Europeans are backwards, right? Because I recently went to Eastern Europe. Some could say it was toxic masculinity, right? Some people like, oh, the women's roles reversed. You know, women don't get at the same rights as men. But real talk, when Ukraine went to war, do you think women and men thought about women's rights and all this stuff? No. In the end, the men had to stand up and fight. I'm not saying women didn't, but like the men stood there. I remember this one girl, she was from Ukraine, and I remember we were on a date, and she told me about her father. He's like 60, 70, and he's willing to fight. Like, we lost that as men in today's society. We don't know how to protect. Like, it's not even the fact of like you going out there and protect. Like, you don't have to be like this fighter or something, but like the mindset of you not wanting to protect your own like rights as a human being, your family. So let's say you're married, right, guys, and we go to war, right? And you know, oh, women's rights and everything. So you're gonna let your wife go to war and you're gonna take care of the kids? Let's see how that goes. Go tell your wife, hey baby, you know, if we go to war, I think I should take care of the kids and you should go support the war. Like, even if your wife says, I want to go fight too, you as a man have to tell your wife, like, baby, you take care of the kids. I will go fight. Like, I don't know. It's just like this whole thing of like men, role, gender, and all this stuff. I get it, but like, if we legit went to war and there was an attack right now in Bangkok, if there was an attack, right, there's a bomb that hit, whatever, blah, blah, I'm going to fight. Like, I'm going to be like, yo, we got to fight. I'm not going to just, well, in Thailand it's different, right, because I'm not part of it. Like, usually the U.S. will help. But if I was in New York, if I was in New Jersey where my family is, I'm not going to let my dad and my mom fight. I'm not going to let my girlfriend fight if I have a girlfriend. I'm not going to let, you know what I mean? Like what is going on with that, right? So as a like, number 2 value, you got to learn how to protect, or even have the intention to protect. We don't even, in today's world, don't have the intention to protect, okay? Lastly, third, fight. It's not just about physical, right? You know, I talk about the body, have the skills of fighting, whatever. It's not about physical. I'm talking about, are you guys even fighting for anything in your life, right? I'm not talking about like, oh, if you're in the street, you fight a guy. I'm talking about like, real talk, are you fighting for anything? Is anything in your life worth fighting for? So for me, myself, my family is worth fighting for. Like, I know that no matter what happens, I'm going to fight for my best life, my best version of myself, and I'm going to fight for my parents, right? Like, and eventually when I fall in love with a girl, I'm going to fight for her. I'm going to fight for that love. I'm going to fight for something. But lately, like, we're all like peace and love, meditation and all this. I'm not fighting for anything. Wait, what? Like, guys, real talk, like, that makes no sense that you're not willing to fight for anything in your life. Like, as a man, you need to have certain things in your life that you're willing to fight and risk your life for. Like, protect and fight is kind of the same thing, but like, are you actually going to fight? Protect is protect, but fight, are you going to actually be on the offensive? Protect could be defensive, but are you going to be offensive? Like, are you fighting for your success? Are you fighting for your family? Are you fighting for your girlfriend? When you see a girl, you're like, are you fighting for her? And you know, why am I doing this whole rant, guys? And why do I sound so passionate about this? Because, guys, I woke up today, I did not want to fight, I did not want to provide, I did not want to protect, I didn't want to do anything, okay? I literally was like, I want to sit home. I'll be honest, like, I wanted to watch X-rated stuff and just chill, eat chips and pizza and all this stuff. But I was like, yo, Danny, I didn't even do the YouTube when I usually do on time. I was like, yo, I'm not going to do any work. But I was like, at least go work out. One thing you always do is you always work out. See, to me, that's called my hunting, right? My hunting for my food, right? I was like, go earn your food at least. If you're going to eat today, go work out. So I went to the gym, you know, and it just shifted. I just, like, as soon as I did my duty as a man to provide, to protect, and to fight, my mindset shifted, and I'm doing my video, I'm doing my work, I'm doing what I gotta do. And you know, we lose sight of that. We want our lives to be so easy, and I get it, don't get me wrong, I want my life to be easy, I want to have all the financial freedom in the world, I want everything to work out perfectly smoothly. But sometimes that's not life. Life does not go smoothly as you expect, because there's a great book called Anti-Fragile, and they say there's sometimes outlier events that will, like this past few years, right, the crazy event happened. Are you willing to fight? Like, are you, like, when I had $200 on my bank account, I almost went broke. I was like, I'm not quitting on myself. And now I have survival skills. If anything worse happened, because I also joined the military, I was a military officer, I'm willing to know, like, if this all goes away, I know how to fight, I know how to protect, I know how to provide. And I think we forget about that. We always focus about, you know, being happy. Like, what if life is not about being happy? What if life is just living your values to the best of your ability? What if that's it? And why am I talking about this? You're a dating coach, Danny. What does this have to do with it? Because you're a man. You want women, right? Usually my clients, they want women, right? You want women, right? You want to date women, right? You want to have a wife, right? You want a woman that you know, in your life that you could look at. You know, you want to have that man to woman vibe, right? You want romance, right? Then you got to be a man, because the woman, unless she's super masculine, I guess, but like, real talk, like, you got to be a man and she's got to be a woman. You know what I'm saying? And even the people who right now are watching this, who now are men, because they used to be women, should resonate to you too. You gotta have the 3 values that I personally believe is provide, protect, and fight. That is what a man does. And if you want to be a man, if you consider yourself a he and you're a man, then this is what you gotta do. And like, why? What do you mean? Are you sure that's your definition of man? Go back to history books, guys. Go back to the history books. Like, go read evolution, whatever you believe in, Christianity, whatever. But or go watch movies right now that we look at. Right? What is the role of a man? Every time you see a male character, what does he do? It's called a hero's journey. There's a heroine too, and there's a hero. But guys, when real stuff happens, let's say some crazy chaos, anti-fragile outlier event happens, a black swan event happens, right? A black swan is like an outlier event, and you have to fight. Well, are you actually going to stand up and fight? Are you actually going to provide? Are you actually going to protect? Because it's easy to just take the day off. That's nowadays. That's what people want you to do. They're like, it's okay to take the day off. It's okay to not provide for your family. Don't worry, the girl will provide, the woman will provide, your wife will provide. Women make enough money. Like what? Like, it doesn't matter what the world says. What is your deep down inside in your heart? If you're watching this and you're living with your parents or not living with your parents, successful or not, blah blah blah. What do you feel in your heart as a man? Like, do you feel like a drive? Like, yo, like, do you feel manly? Like, do you feel like every single day you feel like you are, you are doing the 3 values of provide, protect, and fight? And I think the last one's the most important. Are you willing to fight for anything in your life? Like, here's a crazy example of me, right? Even though I'm gonna lose the fight, I realize I'm gonna get into a fight, right? Like, obviously, this happened in actually Eastern Europe. Funny. I remember this guy was actually attacking a girl. He didn't like punch her or anything like that, but he tripped her, he judo kicked her. And I remember the girl fell down and another guy came, and the guy got tripped up. So this guy was like a legit mixed martial artist, or he looked like a killer, right? He had red in his eyes. He totally looked like a killer. And me and my friend both, our first instinct was to go help the girl out. But as soon as we saw the other guy get tripped up, I was like, me and my friend, we both made a business decision. I'd be like, bro, you might have a knife. We're in a foreign country. Let's just bounce. And the guy started chasing us. And I remember we kind of got away. We were able to get to our Airbnb, and me and him had a deep down talk. And I was like, yo. And my friend actually called us out together. He's like, yo, that was such a beta, like that was such a, PUSSSY move. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, for me, I was like, nah, bro, we made the right decision. Like, honestly, the girl was safe. She didn't get attacked. She fell, but he did judo move on her, but she ran away. And the other guy, and like, dude, we're in a foreign country. He's like, yeah, I know, I get you, but what if, he has a little sister. What if my sister saw that? What if my mom saw that? And I was just like, we could rationalize all we want in our own head, right? We could rationalize all we want. But what if your girlfriend or your wife sees how you act? Like, sometimes we're not living with the girl we date, right? Like, I'm not asking you guys to be perfect men. I'm just saying, do your duty as a man. Like, you could take the day off, but do the day off as soon as you do your duties as a man. So as long as you're doing your things to provide, protect, and fight. There are only 3 simple things, right? But, it's like we always think when we're by ourselves, we always rationalize, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. But to be honest, I'll be honest with you guys, I'll open up to you. What I did in the country I was in Eastern Europe, not fighting the guy, or at least saying something to the guy, like, and rationalizing, oh, we made the right move by walking away because the girl was safe, the other guy was thinking this guy's gonna kill us and we're gonna get arrested by cops. At least, like, the thing is, we should have done something, right? Like, we should have at least got the cops from somewhere. We should have done, like, recorded it, right? Nowadays you can just record on your phone and people will stop, right? They won't punch you because now you have evidence. So, like, I don't know, guys. Like, I'm just, like, in this mood today where I was like, yo, like, I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to do my role as a man. I didn't want to do my duty as a man. But I was like, then what else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? Take the day off, be in my feminine energy, gonna meditate. Like, is that how the world works now? Like, we just take days off, we just meditate, we are not feminine. Now there's no masculine, feminine, there's no gender, blah, blah, blah. No, like, the world was created because men were men and women are women. And now, yeah, we're fluid more, but there's still the basic things that a man should do. So, like I said, if you're a woman who just became a man, now become a man. And if a man became a woman, then become a woman. But, like, there's certain things that progress our society as men. And I realized that today because I didn't want to be a man today. It sounds as weird as it sounds. I wanted to just relax, sleep, do nothing. But I'm still doing this video. I still worked out. I'm going to still hustle. I'm going to still do my duties as provide, protect, and fight. And right now I'm fighting. I'm fighting because I'm going to, I'm going to fight for my success. I'm going to fight for making sure my parents have the best life. And I'm fighting for my future woman. And as a dating coach, I am telling you guys how to be a man because you want women to like you, right? You want women, girls to like you, right? Then you have to be a man. And not just any man. You got to be the top 1% of men. Because there's enough men out there who say they're men, but they're not really men. So if you're watching this, take that challenge. Go sign up on my Facebook group, Masterclass, free every week, or go on a one-on-one coaching meeting. Let's have this bro talk. All right, guys? Captain Daniel, out.